Good evening, fellas.
Good evening. Good
Hey,
evening.
everybody.
Here we are, finally. It's like you're in the flesh, but you're not in the flesh.
Oh yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Cannot wait, though. Hi, Sandra. Cannot wait to investigate with you guys for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yep.
So everybody knows me out there in Paranormal Brewland. So we won't talk about me. However, I will say that one night I was sitting here just watching. It was I don't even remember what night it was, and a very, very good friend of ours, Rachel Bradley, said, "Taryn, you got to check these guys out. They're awesome." I said, "Who are they?" And she goes, "I'll send you their pages, whatever. And I was like, wow. I watched a couple of lives that you guys were on. I watched a couple of your stuff on YouTube. So I did my research, as I always say I do. And I was like, you know what? I was like, they're pretty fucking awesome. I really like these guys.
Appreciate
That means a lot.
Because YouTube is so taboo right now with all these, and I'm going to say this respectfully, since I have spoken with you guys, I've followed you guys, I've watched your videos and stuff. So I'm going to say this with respect. And I know you guys get a lot of the opposite of this because of your age, where people say, oh, here are these young guys coming on and they're going to be like every other, fake YouTuber that's just trying to do what they're doing, and that sucks because you guys really, you're the total. It's almost like you guys are old souls to the paranormal.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's honestly, I'm watching your stuff and listening to you guys talk. You guys definitely have old souls to the paranormal, which is a good thing because we don't get to see that. So with that being said, I would love for you guys to all introduce yourselves and go around the room and just tell everybody, how you got into it, where you're from, all kinds of stuff, and what you guys are. We'll ultimately go back into forgotten explorations for sure.
Okay. Well, I'm Austin. I'm the founder of Forgotten Explorations. And I've believed that, I've believed in the paranormal my entire life after seeing what I believe was a demon. I'm just saying what I believe because at the time, I'm young. So there's a monster in my closet,
Right.
That's basically what it was. So for years I thought I was crazy, and for years I was scared of ghosts. But then about 2019, I said, you know what, I don't want to be afraid of this anymore, but instead I want to learn as much as I can.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I started getting into it.
Awesome. And then when you started getting into it, did you meet one of these gentlemen here, or?
So directly below me, for me, I don't know how it is for y'all, but directly below me is
I think it's the same, yeah.
AG. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Hello, love.
Yeah, so I met Austin through work, actually. And, we were just slowly, as we would work and talk together, he brought up his, YouTube channel and stuff like that. And the second he mentioned it, I was thinking to myself, it would be cool to, go on one of these investigations with him. Because kind of like him. Well, I've never lived in a haunted house, so I hadn't had to deal with that. But I always question, the paranormal and stuff like that. So I wanted to, I guess, see if it was not necessarily real, but
Yeah.
I wanted to experience it for myself.
Yeah.
And actually, shortly after that, they needed a new cameraman. So he asked if I wanted to join, and I pretty much said immediately, heck yeah. And ever since then, I think it's been, 2 years, just about,
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
less, a little more.
Yeah, about 2 years.
Yeah, we've been doing it ever since. And actually, this will go into Wheeler, but I think we were just needing an extra person for one of our events.
Mm-hmm.
So I've known Wheeler since middle school. So I was
Now,
like,
Austin, did you know Wheeler prior, or you were guys
No.
introduced? Okay.
So Forgotten Explorations actually started with 3 other of my friends from high school. But life happens, and
Absolutely.
everybody kind of went their separate ways. So yeah, AG, I met in the middle of it, of one of our members leaving, one of our cameramen leaving. So I asked him to come along for it, and then we kind of wanted a 4th person to go for what I thought was going to be.
Tripod is the best.
yeah, that's what we've been told.
The
Yeah.
tripod is the best. Did you see the movie Girl Next Door?
Yes, I
Remember?
have.
He's like, because we're a fucking tripod. That should be like, the slogan. So E.G., you bring in Wheeler. You say, did you guys talk about paranormal and all that stuff together? Like, were you guys aware that you guys were?
Not Wheeler and I. I was going to say Austin and I, like at work, he would mention it here and there. And I would, say, oh, I love stuff like that too. Because I'm a huge horror fan too. So it's always been, something I've been interested in. But I asked Wheeler once, and I guess he can take it from here. But
Yeah, so I've been best friends with AG since about like middle school, and we would always play PC together and stuff. And when he first joined the group, I remember we'd be playing. He'd be like, "All right, I got to go do this ghost hunting stuff," and then he'd get off. So I was like, at first I was like, okay, it's kind of weird because I never really experienced anything with it. But I looked up their YouTube channel and some of the stuff. I was like, there's just no way.
there's no way. Yeah.
There's no way this is actually happening. So I, thought to myself, same thing, AG. I was like, this would be really cool to actually experience firsthand. So they, Austin and AG invited me to go to the Cabin on 360, which is a place in Mechanicsville, Virginia. And I always say this, Austin wanted to start me off easy at an easy place. And it was anything but easy, pretty much. Yeah, it was a full. They like pushed me off the diving board, and I went in head first.
The deep end.
Yeah, exactly.
So why? So you never had an interest in the paranormal?
I did have an interest in it. I was just a bit skeptical at first when I first kind of heard about it when they were doing it, and then once I went to the cabin, all that skepticism kind of was erased from me.
I want to go to
Yeah.
so bad. It sounds so fun.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a really good place.
So tell people about Cabin on 360. I mean, that is your guys' kind of, you guys go there a lot. You love it there. You guys have had a lot of experiences there. I think that people that have experiences in places like you guys do there, as I do in Gettysburg, I think that there is a special connection there somewhere. There has to be
Definitely
somewhere
Yeah.
where you have that type of openness there. I mean, there could be people, I could go there and nothing happened, but that doesn't mean that
But it's not.
it's not happening.
Yeah.
I think that certain places resonate better with certain people, and you guys are drawn to that place.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Drawing you in.
Yeah, that's one thing. We every time we go back, we think,
When's the
we don't
next
have the
time
expectation of anything happening, and then something always happens when we go there. Something like
Yeah.
significant or multiple things that are significant. So
Yeah.
I really love that place.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Like Wheeler was saying, like I wanted him to I wanted to take it easy, so to speak, because AG and I had already decided, we're gonna ask him to join the group, just because as we, talked more and more, I felt like our relationships kind of like meshed more and more.
Mm.
But I was like, okay, this is a good spot for him to kind of dip his toes in a little bit, because when I look up the Cabin on 360, the first thing that pops up is it's like a training ground for new teams. I'm saying this now. That ain't no training ground. That is the scariest place. Right that's war. That's the scariest place that I've been to. And
now, when you say scary, what do you mean scary? Like,
it's intimidating, very intimidating. The first, the second day?
Second
I
night.
heard this about Hinsdale, right? That's why I refused to go there for so long, because I want zero to do with anything that's remotely even brushing the thought of any negativity, anything, right? So I'm like, no, I'm good. If Casper's there, I'm fine. So it took me forever to get to Hinsdale because of those types of stories, right?
Okay.
I went and I had the best time of my life. Like, it's my favorite place to date. It was amazing. So I experienced something different than opposite. So that's what I mean, like scary. Now, there was some scary shit that happened.
Yeah.
But I like you keep going back. So when you say scary, I don't want people to misunderstand it as it being like a negative, scary type of a thing.
No, I mean, the history there, don't get me wrong, it's the darkest history of any place that we've been to so far. But I would just say it's intimidating. It's just a different feeling. Like, the cabin is fine, but as soon as you go to the other house that's on the property, that's when you kind of, Netflix terms, you hit the upside down. So you go into a different realm, you go into a different dimension, and you just don't want to be inside of there.
Right.
Alone for like a long time.
Yeah.
It has like that eerie feeling.
A better term would maybe be intense. The experiences are more intense there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you have a place where you are like for me, I experienced a lot of different types of things at Hinsdale, as I did Rolling Hills. Rolling Hills, I saw shadows, I felt breaths, I heard laughter as I felt the breath. Like I experienced so many different things. It was almost like a Candyland for a paranormal investigator. You're like, oh my God. So for that reason, I think that's awesome to be able to have that stuff happen, Yeah,
I mean, and I feel like that's the reason why we keep going back. Like, this place has given us the results that, one, that we've never seen, and two, Ryan has actually said no other team has gotten.
Yeah, no one has gotten,
as much as we've got. We've got disembodied voices that we caught on camera
with our own ears, and like TikTok even heard it.
I was going to say that our most recent time we were there, we heard the laugh and giggle and the breath thing that you just mentioned, and it almost one ups itself every time we go there.
Oh, and I do think there is something behind. So, like, because you spend so much time there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are going to get, and that's why I think I have so much from Gettysburg, because that's my number one spot I go. I go there more than any other place. So, which is awesome. It doesn't take away from anything. I mean, I think it's great, and I think the more you spend somewhere, and if you're getting more and more and more, that just goes to show you that, something is feeling comfortable enough to continue and then show more, bring more,
Yeah.
and it may be intimidating because we don't know what it is,
Yeah.
and not necessarily something to be afraid of, but human nature is, we're afraid of the unknown,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
and we don't even have the answers. We call it a ghost, we call it a Bigfoot, we call it Loch Ness, we call it whatever, but what is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we went woo!
Immediately.
We went down a rabbit hole, like, oh. Anyway, let's get back to fun conversation. So you guys get together, do forgotten explorations. For me, this I love. I love the thought of it. To me, it means history,
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
and I love that because I love historical places, historic stuff. So tell me about what your guys' main focus is and goal, and how you guys go about doing your thing.
So the main thing to me is, there's all these places that get so much recognition. Like you got your Hinsdale houses, you have your, the old hospital on College Hill, all these different places like that. But my biggest thing is giving the smaller locations the voice for our thing is the voice of those forgotten. Um, like the cabin on 360, I feel like so many people haven't really heard of this location, but I want so many more people because I never want a location to just be one team's location
Right.
because
Right. I
I
agree
just
with that.
yeah.
I agree.
So I mean, I like
So I
I
honestly just started hearing about it.
Mhm.
Maybe last year.
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
So you're right. I mean, it definitely, locations like that need to be. I had Ryan on, and I do share a lot of his. He goes live, and I'll share his lives and stuff. But yeah,
Mhm.
I definitely would love to come and investigate there for sure.
Let us know. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a good investigation right there for sure.
Yeah, that would be fun. Anyway, so I'm sorry again.
Oh, no, it's all good.
So forgotten expressions. So you're going to places that are not as in the limelight as of all these other places, and
Yeah,
trying to get some exposure.
yeah,
Yeah.
that and I mean, I feel like you get better results on those places that a lot of teams haven't stepped foot in because those spirits are like, oh, they're here, they're actually asking me the questions rather than being afraid of me.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Yeah. And I find too, places that are less traveled and less trafficked, I feel like they are just waiting. If they're there, they're waiting to be heard,
Yeah.
you know? So I agree with you with that for sure. But we did learn that when we are first to go to places, we have to do our homework.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of learned that together, and that was the one thing that really struck a chord with me with you guys, is that, without going into detail, everybody knows that integrity and honesty and all that stuff is like, boom, like number one. And
100%.
you guys totally showed that with the situation, and being young and up and coming, and people are starting to know who you guys are, um to jump on any opportunity for your face to get out there. Normally somebody would do that, but you guys are like, you know what, I don't want to be associated with that. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
to me, that was so stand up. It was, you cared more about your reputation and your integrity and who you guys are than you did about just blasting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just don't want to get involved with the
Oh,
wrong people.
right. Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to say it, but
I mean, there's no other way to say it, but
Right. All right. So let me get to these comments really quick because I feel really
oh,
bad.
you're good.
Why did I start Kevin's comment?
You just wanted to see that profile picture constantly.
I mean, there was a good question here, but I wanted her to. Here it is. I wanted her to. I don't know if I understand it though. Would any of you feel it's not worth it for the money it costs to investigate? I don't know if she means like in general, or if she means the cabin. I wasn't sure because I think that's when we were talking about the cabin. But I think she means in general. Would any of you feel it's not worth it for the money?
Well, I can make a quick comment.
Yeah, you understand what she means?
Maybe. Hopefully, this will somewhat answer for the money it costs to investigate. Obviously, places will have their price tags, and some of them are just going to be super expensive. But to actually start investigating, I would say that you wouldn't actually need all too much. You can just get one of those $20 EV or EMF recorders, and then maybe like a camera or something, or not even that. You can literally just walk around, because the paranormal is very, once you experience, I guess, some of these places and events, you'll get these feelings that you've never felt before, and already then that's something that's, I guess, you can count as like evidence. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. All right. So let me see. We did this. Okay. Pink Bunny, I want to say, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Have y'all ever considered calling off a ghost hunt?
I was gonna say, if you want to talk about Austin, the only one I could think of is Williamsburg. I don't mean we're running through the woods.
Oh, I wasn't there.
Oh, yeah. All right. So this was back when we were doing things that we shouldn't be doing, but
urban exploration, we'll call it.
Yeah, doing that, but to a haunted
been there.
location.
We've all been there.
I mean, we went through a lot of woods.
We walked for like an hour and a half through woods.
I was jumping through brush and stuff like that. I lost 2 pieces of equipment because I had them in my hoodie pockets.
I would have just turned around.
Oh, we ended up getting there. We looked at the location in the pitch black, and we heard stuff happening inside. And I was like, I don't want to get stabbed. I'm good.
Or like thrown through a wall or something. So
lost like $80 worth of crap.
Oh my god!
I would say that
so
has happened.
You guys never went up to the house or anything. You just kind of
no. They just looked at it, turned around, walked right back to the woods.
Because the area is surrounded pretty much by a brick wall, like more like a. Well, I guess it's a wall.
Kind of like a moat wall.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So we got to that, and the wall's like 6-7 feet tall, and then you see the giant building behind the wall. And we were just, like Austin said, it was just completely black. Couldn't see anything.
Wow.
And we were just like, yeah, let's just not.
And there were cops on the property already.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, so I'm all right.
It's like a horror movie waiting to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That's all that we were thinking about.
Yeah.
It's so fun. That's so odd. That's so strange.
Yeah, and then my car almost got towed because I parked inside of an apartment complex I wasn't supposed to park in.
That's so strange. Wow.
Yeah.
Let me see something. So does that explain why people who have ghosts in their home experience it more because of more?
This is when we were talking about
I
was going to the
cabin being somewhere so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, that's an interesting question. You guys answer first.
I mean, I want to say no because I feel like because you can go somewhere and like you said, it could just be a quiet kind of night. So I really just think that it depends on the kind of I want to say haunting, but if
Kind of
it's a
spirit
residual
there.
spirit or if
Yeah.
it's a intelligent spirit or anything like that. So
Hmm. Yeah, it's to me, it's more like I always, because I've been in the medical field my entire life, and I'm
Thank
a
you.
real good I'm a real good advocate for patients and doing stuff for patients and like making sure, but myself, I suck. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do or what's going on,
yeah.
But if it's somebody else, I know exactly. I'm like, okay, do this, do that, do this.
Mhm.
But for me, I'm like, I gotta call somebody, like what, you know.
Yeah.
So I think about it the same way. Like, okay, if I'm living in my house, I'm not experiencing anything. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not
Going
because,
crazy.
yeah, like maybe it's just I'm just not seeing it.
yeah.
Um, let's see here. Let's see. Hey, Danger from Sector 12.
What's up, Danger? I
Oh,
talked to Danger a few
I
weeks
love
ago.
him. I love him. I love you guys. I love that you guys are talking and because you guys are just like, oh, I love it. Oh, he says he has to do the homework. He also
Yeah.
was a victim, almost, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you don't want to go somewhere and start asking the wrong questions.
Not
Yeah.
even that. You want to do your background before being the first people somewhere.
Yeah.
Colin says, "Hey boys, working with you guys is such an amazing experience, and I can't wait to see what the future holds."
Thank you, Colin.
Appreciate it,
Yeah.
Colin.
Appreciate it, man.
It's awesome.
Sorry, guys, I'm trying to go through these. Oh, you know what? Me and Lee, I am gonna kick your ass down, little round top, if you don't leave me alone about who the real hero is, little round top. Oh, good, kill that man. If he goes missing, you know who did it? Me.
We'll delete the live after.
We'll
Yeah.
delete the live after.
All right. So you guys now are. I'm loving what you guys are doing. You guys are now with. All right. So we're doing Forgotten Explorations.
Mhm.
Then how then do you? And you're at the Cabinet 360. So then you meet. I mean, now you're with Flu Mary,
Yep.
right? So how that happen for you guys?
So I got into contact with this place called the Abandoned Central High in Goochland, Virginia. I had seen one video on YouTube of Daryl Marston doing an investigation there, and I asked if we could do an investigation there. Well, Mariah reached out and she was like, "Yeah, but there's this group named RTL Paranormal that would have to go with you." And AG and I had experiences beforehand with being babysat, so to speak, at another location, and we were just ripped a new one, like throughout the entire investigation, like ripped down and everything like that. So we didn't really want to do it, but if it was something that needed to be done, then yes, we would do it.
Mm-hmm.
And Ray has actually told us, and Kevin and Rachel, all of them have told us, the same thing, that they didn't want to come and babysit us because they'd never heard of us before. We're just some kids, blah,
Yeah,
blah,
just
blah.
super
kids
young
walking
kids.
into their
Yeah.
favorite haunted place.
Yeah. So Kevin gave us the Stern Dad talk. He was like, "This is a privilege. You're privileged to be here.
Yeah.
You don't do this, 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 or this."
Yeah.
Right.
And within, I think, like 15 minutes, we were cracking jokes about Kevin's ass being spread all over the UK or something like that.
Okay, I think I do remember that.
I was gonna say
What?
I don't.
I can tell by your face.
So then the next week they had a public investigation at the abandoned Central High, and we went, and it was myself, AG, and Wheeler, and Ray was like, "Would you want to be group leaders?" We've never done this before. We've never investigated with the public. And they said that we blew it out the water, and by the end of the night, Ray asked if we wanted to join Flu Mary. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
it
Yeah.
was a lot of
It's always
fun.
a
It
great-
really
At
was.
first,
Yeah.
it was a bit intimidating. So I'll always tell this whenever we pulled up in the parking lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. When we
Two
were,
or three black cars parked outside the front door, and we're like, "How
This
big
seems-
is this group?" Man?
yeah,
So
8 people.
So besides Cabin 360, where else have you guys gone and loved? I mean, you have to put the Cabin 360 in a category by itself. You can't
Yeah.
count it. So aside from Cabin 360, what would you say would be your favorite place that you've been, and one of the places where you guys want to go?
AG, do you want to start it off?
yeah. I'll just say my favorite place that we've been to so far. It was the Heyman House up in Sutton, West Virginia. We've been there, I think, twice. Feels
Yeah.
like a lot long. Like
Yeah.
we've been there way more. But that hands down is probably my favorite place. Just because that's the first and so far, well, I wouldn't say the only time I've heard footsteps, but that was the first time I heard footsteps. And just a quick story, Austin, one of our other members at the time, we're all on the second floor, and I hear, clear as day, somebody walking above us in the attic with dress shoes or like high heels kind of deal, and it rocked my socks. We because I heard the member's stomach growl, or what I thought it was, and he said his stomach wasn't growling, so we decided to go take a little breather outside. And as we're outside, the whole block power gets shut down or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just pitch black, and it was so far the only place where I've where my fight or fight has kicked in, and I
He
flew. Yeah, I went.
My God,
I jumped off the porch.
Dang.
Yeah, I went probably a good 15 feet into the middle of the road.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no.
It was unbelievable athleticism. I will say that.
Yeah, if you ever go there and you see how the distance I've jumped, I don't even know how I went that far.
Well,
but
it's completely black, and
That's what
first you
freaked me
see AG like go off the porch, and then you just see him get swallowed by the darkness,
yeah,
and then you hear like skidding and him like grunting and groaning in the middle of the road.
they were like, "Yo, do we need to get you
Well, I
something
mean,
or
at least
anything?"
I ran to a safe place, like inside the house. Like you
Yeah.
were just running off into a cornfield somewhere. You had no idea where you were going.
Oh yeah, if I could, I would have jumped in the river and let it take me downstream.
Just take them wherever.
Yeah. Yeah, so that has to be my favorite place.
That's funny.
I mean, they're all amazing, but
Yeah.
there's something about that place I love.
Oh yeah.
Is that a collective group favorite?
Well, so other than, I was going to say, I think their favorites are the cabin, but if they had to choose, well,
Something
I'll let
else.
y'all. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say for me, it would either be Haymond or the old hospital on College Hill. I still have yet to do like a sanatorium or an actual big prison. So I'm sure once I do one of those, depending on what happens there, that I'll probably
Yeah.
take the cake for it. But
I'm gonna have to go Fleetwood Church.
Oh, really?
Fleetwood was a good
Yeah.
one too.
Yeah.
Fleetwood.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Definitely the
Where
most
is it?
surprising.
it's like near Richmond area, right?
Yeah, no, it's like 20 minutes. It's like right off of Richmond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got blessed. We were the first group ever to be able to spend the entire night inside the church. no heat,
cool.
so it was very cold in the middle of
Freezing.
what was it,
Oh.
February?
Yeah,
Man,
if they didn't have that.
I would have had heating pads inside my sleeping bag.
Yeah, we went through 2 packs of heating
Warmers.
Hand warmers. Yeah, we had them in our shoes and
What sucked
everywhere.
about that night
Yeah.
was like 4 to 6, or maybe not that long, but it was hours until I guess the landlord there was like, "How come you guys don't have the propane heaters going?"
Shut
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, we were just
Yeah.
like, yeah,
up.
we
Yeah,
didn't
we
even
didn't
know.
even know that was
Yeah,
worth
didn't know anything about it.
Yeah,
That'd
so
have been an icicle.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was freezing.
Oh,
Luckily, they did have a bonfire going outside, though.
Oh yeah, so that was nice.
If they didn't have that, I don't know. I would have just taped the
I would have
sleeping
hopped
bag
on the
to me and
train that
walked
came
around.
through.
I mean, like, do you think being in conditions like that, like saying like being so cold like that, do you think that affects your ability to investigate?
I would say so.
Yeah, it affects my ability to process things. I feel like because I'm sitting here like this.
Yeah, it definitely
Yeah.
brings your energy down a little bit, too. You get tired
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It also sucks when you're trying to record, you know, and you're sitting there. and
Yeah,
you're trying
Oh, no.
shaking.
Yeah.
You gotta put your elbows on a table.
Yeah.
Let me see here. This was a good question. Do you think is it better to go on an investigation? He's lucky I'm even reading his questions. Is it better to go into an investigation without knowing about prior investigations or not?
I try to, if there's anything out there that people like have, I try to watch to see like what kind of things
Like evidence that we're getting.
yeah, what kind of like triggers they get better evidence for. But I do, and I mean, I've done both. Like Heyman House, we went in, we hadn't watched anything, and we didn't really know anything about it. Even Teresa asked if we wanted to know the history, and we told her we wanted to go in cold turkey.
Yeah.
And that I feel like was one of the best investigations I've ever had in my life.
Mhm.
So it really just depends.
Yeah, I would say it is cool when you do watch somebody's video on something, and you go there and you end up getting the same like names, I would say,
Yeah.
or you know, same types of stuff. So yeah, it's kind of like 50-50, I guess.
Yeah, I think it just
Yeah.
varies depending on like the situation or the person. Because I know,
Like, I want to know if something negative is anywhere. That's
Mhm.
like,
Yeah,
I just want to know
yeah.
if there's something bad because I don't want no parts of that. So I would hope that a location owner, like if it was legit, like a bad negative place, you know, that I would not be. They would tell me. But
Yeah.
for me personally, I like to know the factual history of a location.
Mhm.
As far as anybody's ghost stories, so to speak, I could care less about because I want my own.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so I don't want to be going in there with this seed in my head.
Yeah.
You know, that
Yeah.
you know, somebody else is having. Now, of course, obviously, sometimes it's hard to avoid when you're talking, right? You guys, we talk about the Cabin on 360, so you're going to tell your stories about it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody tells, there's like a million ghost books about Gettysburg and ghost stories, so it's kind of hard to avoid it, you know. So it does become, but you just have to say, I'm going to go in and not. You got to try not to. I mean, I don't know if it's possible. I mean, if it's already there,
Yeah. Then you're
it's
self-conscious,
possible to
you
not
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
yourself think about it, you
Mhm.
know. And that's, I don't know if anybody's ever tried to figure that out, because how would you do that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Although I'm very forgetful. My ADD is like, I am the poster child, and I could walk around a place and forget which is called, what's called,
Oh, same.
who died,
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I'm
Yeah.
the worst.
because I'm like too busy looking in drawers or looking at shit and walking all over the place. I don't really pay attention to the history. So I still don't, as much as I love Hinsdale, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you like little things here and there, you know, but as far as the rest of it, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I just love it there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we mostly like to go to places without like every detail. It's kind of like Rachel. Whenever we do like when we do the manor house, when they do the tour for that, she'll sit out because she doesn't want to hear the history about it. So I
Yep.
think we most
I was gonna say, yeah, we like to know like the basics. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, you know,
Well, I
when the
think
house
for
was
people
built.
who are psychic mediums, I understand that completely.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
understand that they don't want to know anything
Yeah.
because, you know, in the off chance that there's something that they know that might help tie in some part of history or might help, you know, I totally get that. That's, you know, validation for them.
Right.
I respect that. You know, I get that. As the paranormal investigator, for me, I feel like it's important to know the factual history, but
Mhm.
I don't need to know everybody's ghost stories.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just me personally. And Rachel said that, yeah. That's what I do. I will respect people's stories, but I try to say politely. I don't want to hear because, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What is your intensive so far that you've been on? Besides Cabin on 360.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. USS.
Yeah, honestly, USS North Carolina.
That was kind of intense.
I'm sticking with my Heyman answer. I was
Yeah, Heyman.
No, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with USS. Yeah, just because of the way it ended. Like
Now,
we have
did you
this.
stay overnight there?
Yeah,
Yep.
we had it from I think it was like 6 p.m. until
like
8 a.m. or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That's got to be awesome. Even the history part of it. Anything.
Oh yeah,
I love military history, so anything like that, I'm like automatically like I'm in geek zone on all levels. On all levels, I'm geeking out.
yeah. I mean it was the very end of it. We had RTL come on with us. So we went from having 11 people to just 4 of us. Right there, I think at like 2 a.m.
Wow. For that whole
And
ship.
yep, the whole
Yeah,
entire
lost it.
ship.
We got
Yep.
lost.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we did get
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one thing.
How
Yeah.
can you? That ship is humongous.
Yes.
Yep.
And
I think we
4
spent like 2
people-
hours trying to figure out where we were.
That's
And I was gonna say
entire
the
time.
good bit of it too was also they also had it locked up, so it could have been even worse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, what does this button do? And the whole ship just.
Oh
It just starts moving.
Yeah, we would definitely not be
Oh my god.
going anywhere after
So
that.
nobody that was working at the ship stayed with you guys? It was just you guys?
We had one night guy. His name was Freddie. Now, while we were hearing things, like we were
Scared
hearing
me to
like,
absolute.
oh my god, he scared the shit out of me. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause we
It's
were
scared-
having a pretty intense experience, and then I'll let Austin tell the rest of
Yeah,
it.
like you would be hearing like moans and stuff throughout the ship and like whispers and like just
Yeah,
all these
definitely
like clicking
whispers, yeah.
noises and stuff like that. And we're all freaking out, like, what is this? What's going on? And then we're talking, and Wheeler goes, "Oh my god!" And I had my back to what he was looking at, and I turned around and I screamed like a little girl
So
and
loud.
jumped.
Yeah, it
I almost
was
knocked AG
unbelievable.
into like a hole that went down this flight of like
Yeah.
stairs and everything. They almost got a new
then-
ghost
Yeah.
added.
So then I start screaming like there's like
It
a
was
Hands are
yeah.
yeah.
It was so bad that the audio cut out like
on our
on
cams. Yeah,
yeah, on
it
the
was
camera
so
because of
loud.
how loud we screamed.
Yeah,
It,
And it was the guy?
it was the guy.
Yep, it was just
yeah, that we saw. Yeah, it was the
'Cause
guy.
It was like dark, and where he was walking from, he had a light on his chest.
he had a
and I think
glow
it was
stick on.
Yeah, it was a glow stick. That's what it was. So it was like
That's
a little bit of
amazing.
light. Yeah,
And he didn't say anything either. He like even after
Yeah.
he didn't jump
like-
or anything.
No, he just
You didn't
slowly
know?
walked.
No.
No,
No.
he
He's
just
totally fine with it.
slowly walked up behind us.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
straight up goes, "Well, I
No
had
warning.
my light on," and like as calm as day, and I'm like, "That doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Say something."
I
Like,
have I
on
have
your
my
six
light on.
or
How does he not react?
Oh, if
I
I
have
was him,
no-
I would have ran out of the room.
He didn't laugh. He didn't do anything. He just, "Well, I had my light on."
Yeah.
yeah, he's probably seen some stuff.
Like what? The I almost peed when that happened. Like I got so scared.
That was the
I
loudest.
don't think
you've
I've been
screamed.
like this
100%.
that big of a jump scare ever in my
Yeah,
life.
no. We
Yeah.
were.
And it was see, isn't that funny? It was a person. That's what scared
Yep.
you. Me,
Yeah.
it was like a bear. I don't know what it was, but a bear scared the shit out of me.
Oh yeah.
I pushed Megan out of the way. I was like, "It's a little bear!" Ran into the house. I was so scared. I had like a
Oh,
tear
no.
coming out of my eyeball. My butt cheeks were all clenched. I was running so
Oh yeah.
right. But no, but I'll be anywhere where there's ghosts. Like,
Mhm.
I don't care about that.
Yeah, no.
So, what do you guys got coming up and everything like that? Like, what do you guys have going on? Are you guys coming to Gettysburg?
For the bash?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no.
What the WTF is that?
When is it?
Do you say when?
Yeah.
Some people get there on Thursday, so it's July 13th through the 15th or 16th.
Oh yeah. I'll be at a concert. I'll be in Pennsylvania, but I won't be. Yeah.
Well, it's going on for like 4 days.
He's gonna be raving for 4 days.
Oh yeah. I'll be
Yeah.
sitting here like this.
Because I have my light on.
Or Raven,
Oh, yeah.
I know. Walks into Gettysburg.
my glow stick.
I have my
Listen.
little rave glow sticks going.
Yeah.
No, but April 22nd, we have an investigation. We're going to Greystone Manor in New York. And we're also announcing the winner of our first ever giveaway,
Yep.
where 2 people will win and they get to bring a +1 to the cabin on 360 absolutely for free and investigate with us for the entire night.
And we have a couple more
Awesome.
surprises with that, but we're not gonna.
Yes,
Not
but we
gonna
aren't
tell
disclosing the
no.
information.
What the heck?
Yeah.
This happens on this show quite often. Everyone's like, yeah, we're working on this, but I'm not allowed to say. And I'm like, oh my God, okay.
I think the investigation though that I'm most excited for the remainder of the year is August. If either one of you want to disclose that,
In Ohio.
yeah,
I gotta look up which one.
So one of them's Madison Seminary,
yep,
and then the other one's Fairfield,
Fairfield.
Infirmary.
yep.
Yeah. So those 2 locations we're doing in
Where
2
are
or
they
3
at in
days.
Ohio?
One is in Madison, Ohio, and honestly, I have no idea what city Fairfield.
What,
is in.
Fairfield?
I think it's
think
Fairfield. I think it would be Fairfield, but I'm not sure.
What should be like some wild city?
All right. So
No, but-
can I ask you guys like a personal question?
Yeah,
So, all right, you guys have jobs, right?
Yep.
I'm currently unemployed, but I'm
No,
working
but
on
I'm
it.
saying like, you guys are like families, jobs, like you have a life outside of paranormal.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
We're
want to
alive.
either. That's why I'm asking, because I want to know how to do this.
Yeah,
I
we're
don't. I
here.
want to, I mean, does life? I mean, like, are there challenges with the traveling and going to all these places all the time? And I mean, are you finding that worlds are colliding and you have to choose? And am I going to go here this weekend? Not there this weekend? What am I?
yeah.
That was kind of
mean,
weird.
So, editing. I do all the editing, and I do work full time. Especially right now, I'm a tax preparer, so
Oh,
super busy time.
Wow. well, cheers to you.
Yeah, thanks. So right now I'm probably sleeping like 3 hours a night because what I'll do is I'll get home from working, spend time with my fiance, like eat dinner or watch a movie or something like that. And then she'll go to bed, but then I'll hop hop on the computer and edit for like 6 hours or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's it does get stressful trying to get everything together, especially with Flumary events, with our own personal private events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, it's great. I mean, for me, I mean, I'm just doing like events and doing. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. But you know what,
Yeah.
though, the passion just keeps you going. Like I would,
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I would if I had to suffer anything, it would be work. I hope my boss isn't watching because I love my job. I do love my job. But like, if I'm like, yeah, can I get off on Friday because I got some, investigation to do.
Yeah.
I'll lose making money so that I can go investigate.
Well, that's exactly how I am too, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Can't do it all the time, but
No.
yeah, exactly. Then you won't be
Wish I
able to
could.
investigate.
yeah, everything. The world goes around.
Yeah.
I remember
money.
like before getting into the paranormal, and stuff, and you'd always have that like, oh, if I won the lottery, I'd do this, I'd do that, I'd do this. So if I won the lottery, I'd be like, I would go on so many paranormal investigations and just like,
I'll take like a month.
Not even. I
just-
would go on like a 30-year.
yeah, I would just
30-year
go-
binge.
Yeah.
I would go to so many places
5 years in every country or something until I
and just
rest easy.
I would just like try to put so much money into research for the paranormal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would be awesome. But I have to play. That's the problem. I don't play. I should, right?
Not too much.
So, all right. So, what do you guys got coming up? I interrupted when I said about getting.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, I mean we got Greystone. We are currently working on our last 4 episodes for the first half of season 2, and then we're taking a month off of posting, and then after that month, so August 1st, we're coming out with our revamped season 2. And I mean, Halloween week, we have 5 videos coming out, 5 different locations, including Fairfield Infirmary, Madison Seminary, the Exchange, Civil War Museum,
Yeah.
the Graffiti House, and Ferry Plantation House.
So, can we really quick talk about those last 3?
Yeah.
Because the Exchange I've heard of. Were you guys pleasantly surprised, or was were you was it
Yeah.
one of the places you'll want
I
to
mean-
go back to, or are you like, okay, that was cool, we had fun,
Yeah, so we actually went for a public, and we went there because we wanted to speak with Tracy, who runs all the paranormal stuff. And I mean, it was an experience, but we went for a
Your-
public investigation.
Yeah.
Your
yeah.
heart thing,
Yeah.
dude?
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
Just
It was-
I went into
Experience.
AFib for about 20 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
was
so that is a place that you would want to investigate privately.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So we're actually investigating that October 7th.
7th. Yeah.
And
Nice.
we're going to be one of the first people to actually be able to film inside of it and do a full video for it.
That's awesome. Good for you guys.
So
Appreciate it.
Hey,
Thank you,
that's
thank you.
awesome. Can't wait to see it.
Um,
So plantation.
yeah, so Ferry Plantation House. We haven't been yet. That's one coming up. But I've heard a lot of good
A
things
lot of
about it
things,
from a
yeah.
lot of people in Flumary. And
Yeah, and RTO on them.
yeah, I mean, when we wanted to do it, it was COVID, so we couldn't go there. They were closed. But we got asked to join in for an investigation. So
Which makes no sense when you think about it. It's an abandoned building.
But yeah, that is true.
yeah,
I mean, you're not
Never
going to
really
give the
thought about
ghost COVID,
Yeah.
and you're not going to get it from the ghost.
Give the ghost go.
they come out. Yeah, I'm
I mean, all
positive.
they got to do
Sorry.
is just wear a mask and say,
Start
okay,
coughing.
let you in and be like, okay, have fun, and we'll, call it a day. It's
Yeah.
not really that, but anyway. Um, do you guys find that you are attracted or have more success with different types of places? What I mean is, for me, asylums, I tend to get the most interactive stuff.
Hmm.
And, for some reason, it's any type of asylum.
That's a good question.
Is there any like particular places like that?
I
Where
feel
you
like
find that you pick up on more.
I feel like more enclosed, like smaller locations. For me
Yeah.
personally, I get better results in because if you have this
Castle.
vast, Wilson Castle we went to last year, and there was only 3 of us there, and it was like 33 rooms, 33,000 square feet, and I mean, too much space for too little of a group. Like it just doesn't. Yes, we will be.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm excited for
Yeah.
sanatorium.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited. We're doing that in May, the end of May. So
Yeah, sanatorium and sanatoriums and asylums and stuff like that. I've heard psych screams at several of them. Psych screams, like with my ear, like just.
Yeah.
I mean, I just have such good
That's
success
wild.
in places like that.
Yeah.
Penhurst, Rolling Hills. I mean, they were just phenomenal.
yeah, I'm excited because asylum, sanatorium, whatever you want to call it, it's been on my list. Like we've done a cabin in the woods, we've done a church now, we've done a jail, we've done those things, but we've done a whole school, but an asylum has kind of like eluded us.
Battleship.
Yes, we've done a battleship.
Yeah, battleship. Yeah.
So I just think it's a different energy, different vibe when you go there because of
for sure.
Because of what they experienced. Like they weren't just sick, they were mentally ill. So they weren't aware of what was happening.
And not all of them, like
some of them just got thrown in there and
back in the day people could just drop their people off and be like, all right, see you never. And
that's true.
For any reason, husbands would drop their wives off.
It
was like,
or like their childs and stuff,
a free for all. I mean, it's interesting. My cousin actually was a resident of Penhurst until he was 18 years old, which I found out, I guess, 6 months after I went there for the first time, because I said, I wanted to go there so bad. I do genealogy for my family history and stuff. I connected with a family member that lives in Georgia now, but used to live in Pennsylvania. And she's like, whoa, I heard you on a radio show. And she's like, you were talking about Penhurst. You do know we had a cousin that was a resident there until he was 18. And I'm like,
that's wild.
Yeah, that is
wow.
Yeah.
I was like, that's awesome, And she's like, I'm like, well, not awesome.
Yeah.
We're fine. It's a coincidence.
Awesome. Yeah, weird.
So now I know why, I was so drawn to Penhurst, there's some sort of a connection there, but I wonder if that just goes through, I tell everybody it's because I'm crazy. That's probably why all the asylums, they're like, hey, we see you, girl. I'm kidding. I'm not crazy.
I'm kidding.
All right. So tell everybody where they can find you.
Our main platform is YouTube. We are starting to post on Facebook.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. We're starting to post on Facebook. We're posting full episodes a week after they premiere on YouTube, on our Facebook page. We're on Instagram, TikTok. All under Forgotten Explorations.
Yeah, you guys are doing really, really good. You guys are doing good. But I always say, I'm always like, hashtag stay grounded.
Stay grounded.
100%. Yep.
Oh yeah,
I tell them all the time, I'm like, I totally am like so rooting for you guys. You know, I'm so rooting for you guys, but I'm just like, hashtag stay grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, I feel like we want to not shoot up like that, like you were saying, get like a big head or anything like that. But we want to get as
Start
much
leveling.
experience as we can as we're doing this
Yeah.
slowly.
Yeah. And you got to be careful. You got to do your research
yeah.
on people. You got to do your research on groups, on locations. You know, you got to, the three of you are who you trust.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you guys got to and definitely work together and, you know, and know who to put in your little circle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yep.
Because there's some savages out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
There
snakes
are
in that
some
grass.
savages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll take your kneecaps out.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on. This has been a pleasure.
Oh, thank you for
Yeah.
having us.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah, greatly appreciate it.
Listen to this. Oh yeah, he's so he must be drinking.
Yeah.
He's like my brother from another. Like literally, I love him so much, and he's just. But I want to thank you guys for coming on. But he's right though. I mean, you know, Rachel.
Yeah, and I must tell
love
Austin
Rachel.
that like after every event and investigation, you know, we just gotta, you know, stay true to us and keep reminding ourselves why we are even doing this in the first place.
Yeah.
Yep.
If we see somebody start straying away, you know, just
Yeah.
one of us pulling back in.
For sure, you know, and like integrity, honesty is everything. Like it is everything because
Yeah.
eventually they get found out.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, so to me that's like the biggest thing, especially if you're going to put yourself in the public eye. You know, you gotta be careful, and some people don't care about that. All they care about is the money,
Right.
and that's where they go wrong.
Yeah.
You know, you can want to do this for money. Who doesn't? It's a dream job to be paid to do paranormal stuff, right? I mean, but you can't lose the passion. You got to want to do it, whether you're getting paid or not getting paid.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yep.
100%.
And so, and I know that's how you guys are. And that's one of the things I love about you and I think you guys are great. So I hope everybody that's watching, please go follow them on their YouTube channel and Instagram and all the stuff that they're on, and, you know, follow them. They're going to be doing some awesome stuff. And I can't wait to see was it going to be on YouTube?
Yeah. Everything that we're doing is going to be on YouTube.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on and spending an hour with me. I feel spoiled. Ladies. You guys have a good night.
Thank you
Thank
too.
you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for watching.
Yeah, and everyone in here too.
Good night, everyone.
Well, that was awesome. Thank you guys for joining me, and I hope you join me next week. But that was a great show. Please go look up Forgotten Explorations. They are amazing, amazing young men. Gonna make it somewhere. They're gonna be something, and they already are. They're great. So thank you to them for coming on. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.